bring in Republican Congresswoman Martha McSally, chairs the Homeland Security Subcommittee on the Border and Maritime Security. Great to see you, Congresswoman.
Good to see you, too.
First of all, let's start with where the president is in terms of identifying what might even be termed as the enemy here.
Yeah, so the MS-13 gangs, which I agree, like a stronger word would have been one I used and probably he would use, except he can't say them on television. These are gangs that kill, rape, control, dismember, stab teenagers hundreds of times, decapitate, and 25% of them, of their global membership, is in America. And they're taking advantage of our loopholes and our lax policies. And I had a hearing on this yesterday that's impacting communities like Long Island in a way that you can never even imagine. This is not hyperbole. This is a public safety threat. 40% of the murders in Suffolk County in New York between January of 2016 and July of 2017 were from MS-13 gang members. This is very real violence in communities.
Yeah, you know, to hear you spell it out so simply in those numbers, and we know New York is such a huge metro area, so murder is not something that we are unfamiliar with, unfortunately. So to have such a chunk of it come percentage-wise from people who were here illegally, that speaks to the issue of why nothing has been done yet on Capitol Hill. What does it take to move that juggernaut in Congress?
Well, look, this is infuriating, and I'm as frustrated as the president is. Again, this should not be a partisan issue, as we have communities that are being, where people are being killed and dismembered by these awful, violent animals and these gangs. I held a hearing on this yesterday on the loopholes that MS-13 is taking advantage of. Of the 214 MS-13 gang members arrested in an operation last year, 30% came through as part of the unaccompanied children loophole, where we cannot send them back to their country. So MS-13 leadership is using our loopholes to then send them out into these communities, put them with a sponsor, and then recruit them into these gangs. This is very real and very dangerous. I'm so frustrated with the partisanship up here, and we have got to close these loopholes in order to keep our community safe.
Talk to me about your hearing just a little bit, if you can. The president, by the way, on the left, this is Bethpage, New York. He's already left the airport, JFK. He's on his way there. It's about a 30-minute drive. So at your hearing, is it a bipartisan conversation that is even possible? The president says he wants to push Congress to take action. That might mean compromising with Democrats.
Well, it should have been bipartisan. Public safety used to be something that was bipartisan, but anything that the president supports, it seems the left and all the Democrats oppose. We were trying to highlight how these policies are hurting communities. Again, just some of the examples where we see this caravan that happens, came through. People can just make a false asylum claim, say the right words, they disappear into our communities, never to show up for their hearing again. These are the types of things that now are attracting those who want to do us harm to drive a Mack truck through those loopholes. Our bill, the Securing America's Future Act, is one that closes these dangerous loopholes. It makes it inadmissible to be in America as a gang member. Right now, they can get immigration benefits even if they're a gang member. This is insane.
Congresswoman, what is the argument against what you're saying? Like, what are Democrats actually saying on the flip to this?
Again, I think that they are just so against President Trump they can't see straight, and I think this is very much going to hurt them because their communities are also impacted by this violence. They then try and say that we're lumping all immigrants into this category, which we are not. We are very specifically talking about how transnational criminal organizations are taking advantage of our lax laws, and only Congress can act to close these loopholes. My bill does that, and we are demanding that it get brought to the floor. The leadership says we're bringing it to the floor, but we need 218 votes to get it out of the House to keep our country safe. They need to stop playing politics with this and decide whether they love their community more than they hate President Trump.
Wow, 218 votes. The motto, rape, kill, control. The president, no doubt, will be giving that crowd there in Bethpage, New York, a lot of the numbers and information you gave us here for our viewers. Congresswoman McSally of the great state of Arizona, thank you very much.
Absolutely. Good to see you again.